time for you to ask questions about anything and everything that is consumer related. This is Consumer Hotline. You're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but when it comes to buying products, reading what's on the label is a must. Now, joining us to discuss product labels is Victoria Dimagiba, the Director of the DTI Bureau of Trade, Regulation and Consumer Protection. Nice to see you again, sir.
Hi,
good morning.
Good morning.
Kamusta na?
Okay lang. Happy
Okay,
Easter to you.
we're going to be talking about labels. A lot of people are becoming more interested in what they see. Hindi na nadadala doon sa pagandahan ng label na nakalagay, tsaka yung packaging. But first, let's clarify. There are certain things when it comes to labels that yung pasok sa scope ng DTI and then pasok sa scope ng ibang agencies. Let's try to differentiate first.
Yeah, okay. That's why we'll not talk so much about food today because that's basically another agency, Food and Drug Administration.
That's right.
We'll talk about labeling and packaging as it refers to non-food items. Like, for example, you know, the laptop that is here on our table at the moment, you know, the label here at the back of the computer, you know, where it is manufactured, you know, the electricity output, the capacity, everything should be there, you know. If it is manufactured, say, in a country or assembled in a country, then it should be so stated.
Right. There is a standard first kung ano yung mga default na kailangan nakalagay dun sa label.
That's right.
What are those?
Okay, so the place of manufacture, the date of manufacture, the name of the product, the technical specification, and then the additional characteristics that the product has, no, in so far as that particular brand is concerned. Now, we're talking about construction materials, talking about appliances, talking about audio equipment, even ceramic tiles, cement, all of these has its own labeling requirement run, no? For example, in cement, what kind of cement? Is it Portland or Pozzolan? It should show it's stated in the packaging. Then, what is the weight? Is it 40 kilogram or more than 40 kilogram? What was the mixture of the cement, you know? And is it an imported item? Because, you know, in the Philippines, cement could be manufactured or processed here. It could also be imported. So, is there a product standard label, a PS mark, or an import commodity clearance mark? All of these should appear in the label and in the packaging of the product run.
That's right. What you were saying is for every label, there is a standard, the number of information that should be there. But for every category, there are additional requirements for their labels, like what you mentioned a while ago. Like
for example, as I said, cement. You know, for example, in ceramic tiles, very clear there is the dimension, the measurement, and the thickness, because ceramic tiles could come in small form, could come in big sizes, and all those things. So these are all has to be printed in the label. That's very important, Ron. No? The label should be printed in clear and legible language.
That's right.
And talking about imported products, a lot of imported products are now with the foreign languages. We have come out with new regulations requiring them a translation in English or in Filipino, if appropriate, you know, so that Filipino would be able to understand them. More so in food. I said we're not talking about food, but these are more prevalent in food items.
That's right. Mas madaming ganun eh. Kaya lang kuminsan yung translation medyo mas nakakalito pa yata kasi.
Nakakalito in the sense so crowded na siya, no? Yung font niya hindi mo na mabasa.
Right.
But others are already starting to comply with the translation, at least because people has to understand what is inside that particular product.
Okay, after talking about specific information that should be put on labels on different categories of products, there are exemptions. There are other products that may be exempted from putting in a lot of information in their products.
Well,
on their labels, sorry.
As a rule, you know, the basic information should be there.
That's right.
I don't recall of any product that says that there should be no label that has to be stated there. There must be a description of the product. That's very important. Otherwise, you know, consumer would not be able to identify one product vis-a-vis another product. For example, if there are competing brands, like for example, the laptop here, you're talking one brand here, then what does this product differentiate from another product of the same computer, of the same laptop of another brand? So there must be a description. What is the capacity of, what is the speed, say, of the DVD reader?
Of course,
Those are very important.
Of course, yeah.
So these are things that has to be in the label.
But I'm thinking about, okay, we're talking about laptops. They have a lot of space at the back where you can put a lot of other information. But how about small products that, like, let's say a cigarette lighter? So some things that are just small and cannot really be printed. Pag print mo yun, matatabunan mo na yung buong produkto. Tsaka
But at least in a cigarette lighter, there inscribed at the back.
Yes,
made from where.
Yeah, sometimes there's a sticker also.
And then sometimes there is a sticker, or sometimes at least the basic information, the net content, the net content, or how much. What they call what's that? The methane is inside the lighter. Right. So the basic information, but cannot be basically nothing in there. I mean, that cannot be the case, you know.
Kasi iniisip ko naman ngayon, siyempre galing tayong lighter, posporo. Pag nakita kang
Posporo,
posporo, may mga nakalagay pa ba? Aside from the label, the address,
the brand, you know, where is it?
Of course, the brand is going to be there.
How many sticks are there? Say, you can count, you know, paper clip says 100 pieces. Sometimes in government, you know, you can check that. You can, it's less than 100 pieces. But it's still labeled, you know, labeled 100 pieces, but it's not 100 pieces. Those are the things that are for the protection of the consumer. Please, you made the representation that this is what the product is all about, then this should be what the product should contain.
How does the DTI go about checking all of the labels of all of the products that come out?
Well, part of our regular monitoring, we do check about prices goods that we monitor.
Okay.
So we check the labels. Not too many products are in the scope, you know. In terms of products that are under mandatory certification, that's where we can probably, we actually check carefully the labeling, because that passes through a certain pre-clearance before you can sell the product.
Right. If like, let's say I invented a new product, I would have to talk to the DTI about the labeling and what should be there. Do I have to actually show you a sample of what's going to be put on
you know, they do a template, you know, a sample of what the product label should all contain, and we more or less agree with what but of course how it is displayed as a label itself, that's for the manufacturer to decide already, you know, the art aspect of labeling. That's no longer DTI. We are more on the content.
Standard doon.
We are more on the content of the labels, you know.
Okay, so kuminsan kasi the problem with some labels are sometimes it's too artistic. The other information are there, but they're printed too small. Sometimes medyo hindi malinaw yung nakasulat. Those are some common problems I can think of when I'm buying products.
Yeah, but that's marketing already. I mean, we leave that to the owner of the business. But as far as the consumer is concerned, there are basic information that has to be complied. And so I think it's compliance, you know. What the color is, the label. I mean, all those things are to the manufacturer already.
Do you have a lot of people complaining to the DTI about labels of products?
Recently, more on the translation, because there are so many imported products coming in. No? Some really don't have translation yet, at least in English. No, so we call attention of the importers and distributors on this, because when it comes to food, it passes through a clearance, you know, but on a post-facto basis. You know, and you don't get import commodity clearance before, unlike products under mandatory certification. I think appliances, basically we have added in coordination with other agency, particularly DOE, on the energy efficiency rating of the appliances. It has to be part of the label already, you know? On bulbs, you know, on like for example the CFL bulb, the energy efficient bulb. I think it also has to be, there has to be some energy efficiency rating also indicated in the label. So, and then if it's important, I want to repeat again, you know, in product under certification, there must be an import commodity clearance. That's part of the label. And if it is product standard, it has to be printed already.
That's right.
If it is a clearance, ICC, it is a sticker that you attach to the product itself.
Okay, let's talk about violations of the rules. Pag may nag-complain na merong kulang na information, what process does the DTI go through in checking and possibly prosecuting the,
you know, all of these, as we go along through our series of consumer issues, all of this goes to an administrative process run, and then we impose fines, and we impose compliance. And then Consumer Act would impose fines depending on the classification of the retailer charge. You know, a small retailer probably merit only about 5,000 pesos. Maybe it is a manufacturer, distributor, maybe as high as 300,000 pesos. But we are more on compliance, you know. One violation would probably merit a minimum fine. What's important is that the next time, there's a compliance on labeling and packaging.
Okay, if they have any more questions about product labeling, the number they can call?
Yes, we have a DTI hotline. We call it DTI Direct, 751-3330. You know, that's open 7 days a week, run from 8 o'clock.
Hindi ba nagbakasyon ng Holy Week yung mga
I don't think so. At least one person is there to manage, you know.
That's good to know. That's good to know. And your website again is?
Our website is www.dti.gov, gov as in government.ph. Yeah.
Okay.
Easy to understand, easy to remember, I mean.
Director Dimagiba, thank you very much again for joining us here.
Morning to you.
Thank you.